What's up, co-reporters? Welcome back to my channel. I know that no one really cares about Love is Blind like that when the season ends, but there is something rather scandalous that just happened on Instagram, and it's the fact that Trevor, who got exposed and humiliated at the reunion special this year, suddenly made his return to Instagram with a massive post talking about all of the changing and introspection that he's done. So for those of you who have forgotten or are not aware, Trevor was exposed during the Love is Blind Season 6 reunion for being an F-boy who was trolling to get his way on the show. He wasn't genuinely looking for love. He was not intending to get married. In fact, he had a married girlfriend back home that he wanted to go back to. He just wanted to do the show to get exposure for himself to become an influencer. And then when his married girlfriend exposed him for his mischievous plans, he threatened to leak an X tape of her to her child. Yeah, so let's see what exactly it is that Trevor has to say about all of that in his big apologetic or not Instagram post. Well, hello again, Instagram. That reminds me of that meme of the chubby guy with his hands in his pockets and he's like that. And then it also reminds me of the meme, hey, how y'all doing? Anyway, let's continue. Let me start by first thanking the people who have sent me kind messages and supported me over the past whirlwind of months. There are days I'm all right, and there are days I'm not okay at all. I've seen comments saying I owe an explanation, and I'd like to clarify that my mental health is 100 times more important than the explanation of my actions to the fans of the show. So he's skirting responsibility, and he is scapegoating mental health. Similar to what they were doing on the reunion special itself, right? And similar to what Jeremy was doing after the reunion special. Like, your mental health, this, that, the other. Were you thinking of your victim's mental health when you went on the show to F with people's real life feelings and emotions? Anyway, I wasn't ready to acknowledge it, and I wasn't even aware how unready I was until I had an actual panic attack at the reunion. Well, that's what happens, when you get called out and you're not used to being called out on your crap. Speaking of the reunion, I agreed to do it before any information had been released. AKA, I agreed to do the reunion, but I didn't think I'd be exposed. I thought I was going to play the good boy. I knew allegations about me had been made the night before we filmed the reunion, but I, for some reason, didn't read the actual text, and when I saw them pull up on a screen, I felt like I was in a nightmare. Only that nightmare was about to be viewed by 50 million people, and I had 3 seconds to think of a response. Response or excuse? That being said, I admitted I was wrong. I admitted I wanted to talk to an actual therapist versus my first time discussing it being filmed in front of an audience. Okay, but the girls that you were lying to, they didn't get to talk to a therapist before responding to you. They talked to you and it was filmed for an audience. So stop with this victim act. Since then, I have been seeing a therapist and slowly acknowledging what I need to do to better myself. Well, listen, I hope that's true. And I hope it's not just something that you were saying in order to skirt responsibility. Also, just because I said some untruthful things, I want to clarify, I do actually F with The Notebook. Who doesn't love Ryan Gosling? Come on. The ick. This is a very serious thing, what you did. You were lying to women, you were manipulating women, you were misleading women, you were gaslighting women, and you were threatening to release revenge porn. Not only that, but to release it to a child. And you're going to close that out after taking no responsibility, not apologizing to the specific people that you have hurt. You're going to close that out with, I actually like The Notebook. Like the ick of it all. So this is how I know this man has not changed at all. And this is just for him to scrub things clean and quote unquote start anew, continue or officially launch his influencer career. This man has not changed. He, in my opinion, does not mean anything he said. And this is just a hot steaming pile of garbage. The way that people weaponize therapy these days to avoid being held accountable for things and words like mental health and stuff, it's yeah, I'm sure, it's people didn't do something to you to damage your mental health. They showed you that things you were doing were wrong, and they asked you to answer to them. So for you to take that and go, oh, that was so damaging to me, like, it's so ridiculous. It really, really is. And then I just can't. I don't even want to talk about this anymore because I don't like this. I don't like the way people weaponize therapy. I don't like the way people weaponize mental health. I don't like the way that people weaponize a lot of things these days. And I feel like this is the perfect example of that. Where in this long self-serving post was there an apology to anybody? Don't worry, I'll wait. There wasn't one. There wasn't one. Why didn't you apologize? Again, you know, I know you apologized to Chelsea like real quick on the thing, but why don't you apologize to that woman who told the truth about you, who exposed you? Right? Why don't you apologize for threatening to send her nudes to her child? Right? I don't care if you actually watch The Notebook. I haven't even watched that thing, by the way, you guys. I don't know that movie. I don't care if you watch that. Right? Honestly, this guy is just, he gives me the ick in every way, shape, and form. You know, the amount of heat that Chelsea got for not choosing him, right? And he allowed for her to get all this heat, knowing that this entire time he was not genuine. And then she was engaged, right? Getting ready to get married, planning her wedding and everything. And then this man who had no real intention of being with her was coming creeping like, well, if I proposed first, would you have chosen me? You freaking pick-me-sha. Like, you know, you're effing with people. She could have walked away from her engagement for you with you having no intention of actually being with her. Like, you're talking about mental health when you do things like this to people? Like, are you kidding me? Honestly, I can't. Honestly, this season of Love is Blind, the men were such trash. Trevor. Who was the other guy? The Jeremy, right? Like, and I feel like there were other people who were trash as well. Like, oh, brother, what was that? He should have kept that in the drafts, man. That was garbage. Anyway, do you guys have a different reaction to his non-apology, actually? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and as usual, we'll chat. Don't forget, Love is Blind UK is coming soon, so I definitely will be recapping that. That drops in August, so it's not that soon, actually. It's in a couple of months, so I can't wait for that. There's other things happening soon, so don't forget to keep an eye out for that. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I always cover Love is Blind in addition to other shows that might interest you, and just celebrity news, royal news in general. Take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye now.